Rolling. So do me a favor, everybody. Give the video a like, subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much to all of the new subscribers here at Burn It Down with Kim Brown. Shout out to Molly. She has been cranking out them shorts like a monster. It's been awesome. So, and don't forget us to follow us different places around the internet at BIDWKB. So, guys, it's 2024. And tragically, our folks are still getting murdered out here by the police. But seemingly every year since 2020, I guess the furor around people getting murdered by the police has gradually kind of tamped down, right? Maybe tamped is tamped the right word? Maybe has it been tamped down, or has it gotten quieter on its own? People may have been totally exhausted, to be honest, after 2020, between what happened with George Floyd and Breonna Taylor, and then, obviously the killings of Black people by police did not stop there. And they have not stopped in the new year either. Let me take you guys to Prince George's County, Maryland, where I live in the DC suburbs. PG County is a predominantly Black county with nearly 1 million residents. We have a Black county executive. We have a Black police chief. And unfortunately, and to be honest, I'm not even certain 100% that this person who was killed by the police is Black themselves. But I want us to take a look at a package, because on February 1st, PG County Police received a call about a break-in at an apartment. And when police responded, under curious circumstances, the policeman, by himself, without backup, without a second officer, made entry into the apartment and encountered Melvin Jay. And Melvin Jay was shot and killed by this cop. And it's not clear who called the police, because, in fact, Melvin was in his own apartment. And it took PG County Police a week before they actually said anything about it beyond there was an officer involved shooting, a person was killed, not shot by police, right? Was killed. An officer has been placed on administrative leave. And even when the PG County Police Chief did address the media, he didn't take any questions. And the body cam footage has not yet been released, though per state law, it will be released, I believe within a month, 30 days, somewhere thereabouts. But I want us to go to NBC Washington with the package. I'm not crazy about this package. I do take some issue with this package for reasons that I'll get into after it airs. But I wanted to give you guys just a little bit of context, because chances are you haven't heard Melvin Jay's name, right? Did you know? Did you know? No, you probably didn't know because it's been reported, but quietly. And the time that has passed since the shooting, I think allows for that kind of not persistent inquiry to kind of happen, because the police are so cagey with the information. But we understand why police take a long time before they release information. Why, everybody? Because they fucking lie. And because they're making up the story. They're trying to get the story straight to do what they need to do in order, I suppose, to protect their officer. But anyway, let's go to the package and we'll take and then we'll come back to what everybody thinks. Let's take a look.
They're swirling over a deadly police shooting in Prince George's County.
An officer shot and killed a man last Thursday while the officer was responding to an alleged break-in at an apartment complex in Suitland. News 4 learned that the man the officer shot was actually inside his own apartment. Our Mauricio Casillas has been piecing together what happened before the deadly shot was fired.
Police dispatch audio shows the call for an alleged breaking and entering at the Wyndham Creek apartments came in at 5:25 last Thursday evening. The Maryland Attorney General's office, which is investigating the shooting, says Officer Braxton Shelton entered the apartment without another officer. Just over a minute after the call came in, 31-year-old Melvin Jay was shot. He was pronounced dead in his own apartment.
Get all units to him. He's shots fired.
Are you injured?
I'm okay. Okay, 10-4.
The Attorney General's office says there was some sort of verbal exchange between Jay and Officer Shelton. What was said or done before the shooting is a mystery for now. Investigators say 2 guns were recovered near Jay, but it's unclear whether Jay was holding one or if the guns were his.
We don't know that at this time.
Okay. Is there any evidence that he broke into the apartment?
Immediately after the shooting, Prince George's County Police Chief Malik Aziz briefly spoke to reporters and provided limited information without taking questions. Police first described Jay as the break-in suspect, but the Attorney General's office did not identify him as such. We're told the person who originally reported the alleged break-in was also a resident inside the apartment, but it's unclear what relationship that person has to Jay. Melvin Jay's family tells News 4 a vigil was held in his honor here at the Windham Creek Apartments over the weekend. Family members say they're not yet ready to talk about what happened. Officer Shelton's body-worn camera footage will likely be released 20 business days after the shooting. Shelton is on administrative leave. In Suitland, Mauricio Casillas.
The apartment without backup.
So that was the report from NBC Washington. I don't like that it was reported that there were guns in the apartment or that there was a gun in proximity to Melvin Jay, for the simple fact that you're allowed to have guns in your home in the state of Maryland under the Castle Doctrine, right? That's not illegal. Like I know the Second Amendment doesn't apply to black folks, but let's pretend for a second that it does. Like you're allowed to do that, right? The time I called the cops to my fucking house like a dumbass, and these dumb motherfuckers went all through my shit. Part of the reason I got the response that I did is because I dumbly told the 911 operator that I did have a pistol, because I did. Because I said, well, we're gonna lie, because guess what? If I seen somebody that wasn't supposed to be in here, they was gonna get it. Like, that's it. And anyway, so long story short, the police came in and seen my shit, right? This shit ain't registered. It don't have to be, because I ain't carrying this shit out in the world. You understand? They came in, seen my shit, and unchambered it for me. Like, you're allowed to have guns, but black people are not allowed to have guns. Probably why Mr. J is no longer with us, tragically. After watching that package and sort of expecting to hear some sort of word from the family, and for the reporter to say that the family was not prepared to speak on camera, I had some contradictory thoughts. My first thought was, oh no, like if they don't start louding it up, the police could sweep this under the rug. They could try to, justify this or blame Mr. J, Melvin Jay, for his own murder somehow. Somehow he was in violation criminally, being in his own house, minding his fucking business. Like, they're going to find a way to make the victim the guilty one, right? If the family remains quiet. And then my immediate thought after that, after I was wondering, how come the family's not going public? How come they're not getting loud? How come they're not demanding justice? How come? And then my next thought was, well, goddamn, that is sort of the playbook, the performance, the public spectacle that Black families in particular, when their loved ones are murdered by the state, like, that's sort of the script, isn't it? Like, you see someone from the family, a relative, a parent, a sibling, and they are angry, they are distraught, they are displaying tremendous emotion and grief. And it is absolutely horrible that families who are experiencing this kind of trauma are expected, even by fucking dickheads like me, they are expected to go out there and put their pain on Front Street in order to compel whatever the accountability mechanics might look like for the reason that this agent of the state stole their child from them, right? And that's fucked up, y'all. It's fucked up that Black families have to do this. It's fucked up that grieving families have to do this. And because what's the consequence when they don't, right? Like, the shit gets covered up. It gets erased. The other part about this, I'm just wondering, again, I don't know the circumstances in which someone called the police on Melvin Jay for being in his own apartment. It definitely sounds as though the police, in addition to murdering an innocent man who had every right to be where he was, it sounds as though the police violated their own protocol by this officer singularly making entrance into an apartment. I'm not certain that he had the legal right to do that. I mean, you cannot just make entry, right? Like someone has to open the door, like like someone has to be in danger, imminent danger, under imminent threat of danger for police just to enter a premises, right? I believe, but I don't really have a lot of confidence in the Maryland's state attorney general. Maryland state attorney general is a man by the name of Anthony Brown. Anthony Brown, prior to being the attorney general, was my congressman. And before being my congressman, Anthony Brown was lieutenant governor under Martin O'Malley. Martin, not the cool Martin, the dickhead, the shithead Martin. Martin O'Malley, an infamous figure in Baltimore politics, widely credited with accelerating the broken windows policing policies of the Baltimore police, which saw hundreds of thousands of Baltimore residents having encounters with cops, getting arrested by cops, stop and frisked by cops. That was all O'Malley, right? And who was right there with him? His boy, Anthony Brown, right? So now, they got Anthony Brown in charge of investigating the police. Jesus. I don't have a whole lot of confidence. I don't, because under New Maryland law, the state's attorney general's office, like under, so when there's police shootings in particular counties or even cities, I think the way it works now is that the attorneys generals or Maryland State Police, somebody else, the other niggas investigate the shit because the counties can't be trusted to run their own investigations on quote officer involved shootings. So they got the attorney general's office looking into this killing of Melvin Jay. And guys, it saddens me so much that police kill so routinely in America that, it barely makes the news when people, black people in particular, would get murdered by police. Sometimes, that shit makes national news. And it still galls me for what reasons some stories do and some stories don't. And I'm not sure what can precipitate trying to loud up the circumstances around Melvin Jay. So I guess we're all going to be at the behest of the Prince George's County Police and the Maryland State's Attorney's Office on their investigation. So it said 20 business days until the body cam will be released, and we're about 7 or 8 business days since the incident. So, another couple weeks, and we'll be seeing what story that the Prince George's County Police will be spinning to justify why they shot and killed Melvin Jay in his own apartment.